Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Felrus. Thank you for joining me to play some Raid Shadow Legends today. Guys, the King of Christmas has made it onto my account. Sir Nicholas himself, the Void Legendary that they were just giving out for free in the Titan event and still are. You still have a couple days to claim him. Today we're going to be going over his kit and we are going to be testing him in a certain areas. So first, let's go over his kit. Let's read what he does. So on the A1, attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted. The buff debuff chance doesn't go any higher, so that's a bit odd, but the damage does, so all the books are going to go into damage, but it'll still be a 50-50 chance of placing freeze, and he doesn't need accuracy because it can't be resisted, guys. On the A2, it is an A2 nuke. Attacks all enemies. Place a shield on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to 30% of the damage inflicted, guys. And on the A3, places an unkillable buff and a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Fully booked, this is on a 4-turn cooldown, which is fantastic, but without books, it's going to be on a 6-turn cooldown, and I didn't invest any books in this guy, as you will see in the video, guys. How do I have him built? Well, I have him built in 5 pieces of protection to get that extra 12% speed boost, right? And then, of course, if I had him at 6 stars, I would add a banner, but I don't have him at 6 stars because of the reasons you will see in this video. But I have him protection so that he will place the unkillable and the continuous heal, and they have a 25% chance of being protected buffs, guys. And of course, I have HP on the chest plate with a triple roll, and I have triple roll crit rate on the mythical shield, guys. And so I wanted to build this guy with a little bit of damage. So here are his stats. He's coming in at 35k HP, 209 speed, almost crit capped-ish, with 147 crit damage. So we're going to get a little bit of damage out of this guy. Not too much, but a little bit. And I couldn't figure out what the best build for him was. I tried a damage build, I tried a support build, and then I watched one of Ash's videos and he recommended protection. So I tried protection, and that does indeed seem to be the best build on him. So if you want crit rate, crit damage, all of that kind of stuff, let's see if we can actually, do we have a crit rate glove for him? No, we do not. So crit rate, crit damage, just a little bit of damage out of this guy, helps with the A2, helps with the shield. Let's see where some of his strongest areas are. So he's not going to be any good in Iron Twins because Iron Twins ignores unkillable, guys. So I took him into Clan Boss to see what he could do there, and I will give you a little show of what he did. So for me, on Brutal, this is what happened. I still was able to 1-key Brutal, replacing Korugar Deathbell. Now, if you guys don't know, Korugar Deathbell is a staple on my account. He has ally protection, he has a full cleanse, he has turn meter steal, he has a self heal. I have him in a bolster set. So the fact that he is able to replace Korugar Deathbell, even on Brutal, is a mark to how solid that 6-turn unkillable is, right? The 2-turn unkillable on a 6-turn cooldown is super clutch here. It gave us our 1-key on Brutal Clan Boss. Now, if you have done the Titan event, it was a pretty accessible Titan event, so an early game player could do it. And if you want to start your new raid account, please click my link in the description below and you can start with a free legendary champion, Corrado, along with 3 great epics as you progress your account, guys. He's great for an early game player because he is going to be able to give you your 1-key on Brutal, right? I also did a run on Nightmare replacing Korugar. I was a little bit hesitant to do this just in case he didn't work. He is only at level 50 after all, but I was able to 1-key Nightmare as well with this dude, guys. Again, replacing Korugar Deathbell, who is an absolute staple on my account. I haven't tried him in Ultra Nightmare, but here he is on Nightmare, and my goodness, guys, that is quite impressive. So this unkillable, fantastic early game for Clan Boss, get you your 1-keys of Brutal and Nightmare with this guy. Other than that, I think he'd be super strong in campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and run him in campaign here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and go on Brutal 12-3, okay? And we're going to just put in Sir Nick and see what he can do. Now, you have to 3-star every campaign level with another champion. So why don't we take Kale along? And let's see if they can duo this together, guys. Again, this is an early game champion, unless you are pairing her with Lady Noelle, who I do not have. But see, he's going to drop some nukes, right? Kale's going to drop some nukes. I have my Kale in okay-ish nuking gear. He's not in the best gear on my account by any means. This is just really how good Kale is, right? He's nice and fast with accuracy to do poison, right? Which is another thing that you're going to really need early game. So this is a pretty viable team. If you happen to pull him or have him early game, if you've done the Titan event, you can absolutely use him with your Kale to 3-star these levels of campaign. Again, that A2 is nuking decently hard. Again, it's not top tier, which is why I didn't build him fully as a nuker. I got a lot of recommendations too from people who have him, but he just doesn't seem to cut it for me. Like compared to Thor, he is like not good as a nuker. 42 seconds, guys, to clear Brutal 12-3. Of course, at 60, he could very well do nightmare levels of campaign, right? So he's going to be really good for you in campaign as well. Now, how about early on in dungeons? Well, there's not really a place for unkillable in dungeons, but, you know, if you need a protector for Ice Golem, he could really help you here as well. So let's choose a lower stage of Ice Golem, like stage 16 here, and we will do a relatively early game friendly squad. So let's start here. And we'll show you what he does in Ice Golem, guys. He will give you the protection, the unkillable that you need to survive through the waves, guys. So there's the Sill. Ninja's going to go in there with the A2. We've got a little bit of a nuke from Sir Nick there. And then, of course, Rathalos is going to come in super clutch as our main nuker, right? Kale's mostly there for the poisons. He's there to do a little bit of nuking, but mostly there for the poison so as not to trigger the passive nearly as much. There's the goodwill from Sir Nick. Kale going in with the 4-time hitter off of his A3, which is not a great skill on waves, not gonna lie, guys, but it is there. He did use it, so it is what it is. The waves are not gonna be a problem because of the unkillable from Sir Nick, right? So Sir Nick here being a great protector early on in Ice Golem. And once again, this guy was given out for free, so you could have him just as much as I could. I think he is a very, very solid champion for progression. I don't think I'm going to be using him much on my account other than potentially in Clan Boss, but that was the other thing. When I looked in Clan Boss, there were no 1-key Ultra Nightmare speed tunes with him, and that is unfortunate because this guy is a 4-turn unkillable champion, right? There's the shield coming in. The shield will be really good for protecting you early on as well. So once again, I think this guy is a support champion early game with unkillable and a shield. I think that's what he's going to do. He also brings a continuous heal, right? So he will be able to heal you up alongside someone like Sill of the Drakes, right? And of course, you can see we're making pretty short work of the Ice Golem with this team. Ninja making sure that we don't trigger that passive, right? So Sir Nick is going to be a absolutely fantastic champion. There's the passive. There's the revive. It's okay, though, because we killed everyone before the passive triggered. So Sir Nick, of course, gonna be healing us up there with the goodwill. There we go with Rathalos, one-shotting the Ice Golem there. Very, very, very nice from Rathalos. Very nice from Sir Nick. You saw the utility that he is bringing with the shield, with the unkillable, all that kind of stuff. So this guy is a good champion. He is good if you are early on. He'll be really good in Curse City because of all the limited content here in Curse City. He will also be very, very good in Faction Wars as a protector, right? Sir Nick, should you take him to 60? Not sure. It depends on where you are. If you are earlier on, absolutely take this guy to 60. Build him in protection if you at all can. He is very good in protection. He's going to be a good investment, especially for Clan Boss and Ice Golem and anywhere you need a protective champ. If you are later in the game and you are going for Lady Noelle, who is the current fusion, I am not, but if you are, then he also might be worth taking to 60, taking out of the vault, because Lady Noelle will instantly activate this unkillable with her I think it's her A2, that instantly activates the unkillable, and it will be on a 3-turn cooldown. So you will get a 3-turn cooldown on a 2-turn unkillable skill, which is great. So if you have Lady Noelle or are going for Lady Noelle, absolutely take this guy to 60. If you're someone like me and you have decent protection champs already, right, and you don't really have a place for him, I think he's probably just going to sit at 50 for me. He'll be good in Faction Wars. He'll be good in a couple other areas, but I think most of what he will do is just sit at 50 and be my Faction Wars protector, guys. That is Sir Nick for you. Is he a great champion? Absolutely. He looks awesome. This guy looks incredibly good, and you should absolutely invest in him if you need him, right? Only if you need him. If you don't need him, he's perfectly fine at 50 or as a Vault Guardian. But here is Santa Claus in Raid Shadow Legends, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Once again, if you want to start a new Raid Shadow Legends account, you can go ahead, click the link in the description below to do that, to be rewarded with a free legendary champion Corrado, as well as 3 free epics as you progress your account, guys.